divisions among the Germanic tribes. However, the Marcomannic Wars highlighted the increasing difficulties Rome faced in maintaining its borders. The wars ultimately ended with a peace treaty, but the damage to Roman military and economic strength was profound. This conflict marked the beginning of Rome's gradual decline in the face of relentless Germanic pressure. Chapter 5: The Fall of the Western Roman Empire. By the 5th century, the Germanic tribes had become an even more formidable force, and the Western Roman Empire had entered a period of severe crisis. Internal political instability, economic decline, and external invasions weakened the empire to the point of collapse. The Visigoths and the sack of Rome, 410 CE. Under Alaric, the Visigoths marched into Italy and sacked Rome in 410 CE. This was the first time in nearly 800 years that the city had fallen to foreign invaders. Though the destruction was not as severe as later sacks, the psychological blow to Rome was immense. The Visigoths, once driven from their lands by the Huns, had turned their fury on the Roman Empire. The Vandals and the final blow, 455 CE. Another Germanic tribe, the Vandals, sacked Rome again in 455 CE, this time with greater devastation. The Vandals, who had crossed into North Africa and established a kingdom there, plundered Rome's treasures and further weakened the empire's already crumbling power. The fall of the Western Roman Empire, 476 CE. In 476 CE, the last Roman emperor of the West, Romulus Augustulus, was deposed by the Germanic chieftain Odoacer. This marked the official end of the Western Roman Empire and the beginning of the Middle Ages. The Germanic kingdoms, such as the Visigoths, Ostrogoths, and Franks, went on to establish their own kingdoms on the ruins of the Roman Empire. Chapter 6: Legacy of the Roman-Germanic Wars. The centuries of conflict between Rome and the Germanic tribes left a profound legacy that shaped the future of Europe. Cultural and political integration. Although the Germanic tribes defeated Rome and claimed its territories, they adopted many elements of Roman culture, including Roman law, architecture, and Christianity. The Germanic kingdoms that emerged after Rome's fall blended Roman traditions with their own, creating the foundations for medieval European societies. The rise of the Holy Roman Empire. The legacy of the Roman Empire was revived in the 9th century with the rise of the Holy Roman Empire under Charlemagne. Charlemagne's reign saw fierce confrontations, the Roman-Germanic Wars. The Roman-Germanic Wars were a series of brutal, bloody confrontations that spanned centuries, each one testing the resilience and adaptability of both the Roman Empire and the Germanic tribes. From the early skirmishes along the Rhine to the eventual collapse of the Western Roman Empire, these wars shaped the destiny of Europe. This story explores the battles, strategies, and individuals that defined one of history's most enduring and complex conflicts. Chapter 1: The Early Encounters. The first significant encounters between Rome and the Germanic tribes occurred during the expansion of the Roman Empire in the late Republic. As Rome moved into Gaul and Britannia, it came into contact with the Germanic tribes who lived along the northern borders of the empire. Caesar's campaigns in Gaul. Julius Caesar's conquest of Gaul in the mid-1st century BCE brought the Roman legions into direct conflict with Germanic tribes. Though Caesar's primary focus was on Gaul, he occasionally crossed the Rhine to deal with Germanic tribes, such as the Suebi led by Ariovistus. These early encounters were marked by Roman superiority, but Caesar's military campaigns also demonstrated the fierce resistance of the Germanic tribes. Caesar's crossing of the Rhine. In 55 BCE, Caesar famously crossed the Rhine River with his legions, setting up a Roman base on the Germanic side, a symbolic demonstration of Roman power. However, the Germans, though not defeated, proved their ability to disrupt Roman plans through guerrilla tactics. Chapter 2: The Defeat at Teutoburg Forest. The Battle of Teutoburg Forest in 9 CE marked the most significant defeat Rome ever suffered at the hands of the Germanic tribes. Under the leadership of the Roman governor Varus, 3 Roman legions, around 20,000 men, were completely annihilated by a coalition of Germanic tribes led by Arminius, a former Roman ally. The ambush. Arminius's strategy. Arminius, a Cherusci prince who had been raised as a Roman citizen and military officer, orchestrated one of the most brilliant ambushes in history. He united several Germanic tribes, including the Cherusci, Marsi, and Chatti, and lured the Romans into the dense Teutoburg forest. There, he attacked from all sides, using the terrain to neutralize Roman formations and trap the legions. The Roman failure. The Roman soldiers, accustomed to open-field combat, were overwhelmed by the surprise attack. The dense forest and unpredictable terrain made it impossible for the Romans to form their disciplined lines. The battle resulted in a complete massacre, and the Roman eagles, symbols of the legion's honor, were lost. Aftermath. Teutoburg Forest was a devastating blow to Rome's ambitions in Germania. Emperor Augustus, who had hoped to expand the empire into Germanic lands, was forced to abandon these plans. The Rhine River became the de facto boundary of the Roman Empire, and Rome shifted to a defensive strategy along the frontier. Chapter 3: Roman Retaliation under Germanicus. After the disaster at Teutoburg, the Roman Empire did not give up on its dream of subjugating the Germanic tribes. Emperor Tiberius sent his nephew, Germanicus, to lead the Roman counteroffensive and restore Roman honor. The campaigns of Germanicus, 14 to 16 CE. Germanicus led a series of campaigns designed to recover the lost eagles and avenge the defeat at Teutoburg. He launched raids into Germania and inflicted significant losses on the Germanic tribes. Recovery of the eagles. Germanicus succeeded in recovering 2 of the 3 lost Roman eagles, a symbolic victory for Rome. His soldiers even returned the standards to Rome in a public ceremony. The Battle of Idistavizo, 16 CE. Germanicus faced Arminius in open battle near the Weser River. The Romans used their superior training and organization to defeat Arminius's forces, though the victory did not result in a decisive strategic advantage. The Roman soldiers were still struggling with the harsh conditions and guerrilla tactics of the Germanic tribes. Despite Germanicus's successes, the challenges of sustaining a prolonged campaign in the Germanic forests led Rome to abandon its ambitions of conquest, focusing instead on securing the borders. Chapter 4: The Marcomannic Wars and Roman Decline. By the 2nd century CE, the Germanic tribes had grown more organized and powerful.